Pep talks with your pets while pooping. We got a big day 2 today, you know? We gotta do better than we did yesterday. We didn't play that, yeah, I know, we didn't play that great, but we're gonna 3-bet more today. After my pep talk with my pets, I realized I played poor poker yesterday. I mean, I kind of knew it beforehand. I just wasn't aggressive enough in spots where I had position, and I just called. I should be 3-betting. I don't know why I was playing scared. I was like trying to squeeze into the money. Well, we were in the money, but like, you know, advance and just wait for a bigger hand or wait for a bigger hand, but don't fold this hand. Stupid stuff, you know, like play poker. Unfortunate the way we lost the tournament. You know, he's not supposed to have a real hand there ever, except that time when he snap called with ace jack. It hurt. Sucks. E Pools looked at me and said, "You're gonna win this one. Thanks for your love and support." But we didn't win that one. So we're going to Harrahs, day 2. We're gonna play a little more aggro. Maybe we'll play a little more patient. I don't know. Just remember, we should have been out with those kings, right? That was a setup hand that we survived. Be grateful. We're pulling into the pump. We're about 30 minutes early, which is always bad news for us. But we just realized today's Monday, which means we get our whopping $70 in free play. Wow. Thank you, Harrahs. I'm a motherfucking 7-star here, and you're giving me $70 a week? What kind of shit is that? Yes, I said a 7 stars. That means I'm a real degen in this place. And that's only because I was banned from the Seminoles for a year. So I gave this place all my fucking action. And what did they give me back? Free valet and free drinks for a day. Poker room is upstairs. Its own separate little space. And it's big. Could be nice, but it's not. Maybe if they allowed smoking down here at the casino, they get more customers. I know I'd be here more. There's 57 players returning for day 2. Blinds are going to be at 3,000, 6,000. We have 474,000 chips. 16,700 to first place. First hand we wake up to is King of Hearts, 8 of Hearts in the small blind. Button raises it up to 17,000. I call and the big blind calls. The flop comes out 3, King, 7. That's pretty good. I check, big blind checks, pre-flop raiser checks. The turn's a queen. I bet out 22,000. The big blind folds and the button calls. The river is a jack of spades. I bet out 15,000 to try to extract some more chips, and she folds. Now we're up to 524,000. With blinds at 4,000, 8,000, a short stack raises third to act to 16K. I hate the min raisers. It folds to me in the small blind, and I got pocket 3s. And I'm in my head, and I'm hearing my cat go, 3-bet more! So that's what we do. We bump it up to 43,000, folds back to him, and he snap mucks. Let's go. Stacks at 527,000, and we see pocket 5s in the cutoff. We raise it up to 18K, and the big blind calls. The flop is in our favor with the 5-10 queen. He checks, and I bet 18,000. The turn is a 4 of hearts, which puts 3 hearts out there. He checks, and I decide to check here for pot control. The river is a jack of diamonds. He checks again. Now I know I have the best hand. So I bet 40K. The guy tanks for a while, and then he calls. I say set, and I start to show my hand, and he quickly flips over ace jack. He's like, "Oh, I thought you said 10. I guess my mumbles got him to show his hand. Stacks up to 613,000. We're cruising, baby. Now we got the old Jack King off in the cutoff. You know I love jacking off. So I bump it up second act to 18,000. Same guy who paid off my set calls. The flop comes out 5, 10, queen, all hearts. I don't have a heart, unfortunately. But I bet out 18,000 and he raises it up to 73,000. After my jacking off joke that everybody loves but my girlfriend,
I love jacking off. I'll let you have this one.
He told me that he flopped a little flush, and if he knew I had that, he would have just called. I guess we'll never know. After that hand, we defend the big blind with the 4 deuce of clubs to a min raise. The flop comes out deuce, jack, 9 with 2 hearts. He bets 11,000 and I call. Pretty sure he's weak here. The turn's the 6 of diamonds. I check and he bets out 40K. Sounds like he wants me to fold my hand, so I call. The river's a 3, I check, he checks. He shows pocket 5s. Damn it, I knew he was weak, and I made the mistake of not re-raising. Now we're down to 495,000. I'm pissed.
Should have bet out the river.
I opened to 18,000 with 2 jacks. Both of the blinds call. The flop comes out, queen, queen, 4. They check, and I bet 35K. The small blind, who is the same guy that paid me off with my set of 5s and chased me out with my jacking off, calls the 35K. I don't know if this guy's got a hard on for me or something because I was talking about jacking off, but he's in every hand I raise, it seems like. The turn is the 7 of hearts, and he leads out for 35K. I absolutely hate this here, but my hand's too strong to just fold, so I call. The river's the 10 of spades, and he bets out 85,000. I know that there's no way in hell he doesn't have a queen here, but I guess he also doesn't know the strength of my hand, so I tell him, you gotta have a queen, and I call.
Oh man, I can't see you not having a queen here.
He shows his queen 6 of spades, and we muck our hand. Now we're down to 325K.
Yep, the old queen 6 will do. Should have just folded, but I had an overpair.
Hey Chris, no one cares what you folded. 4 people limp in this hand at 8,000, so we complete in the small blind with the queen 8 offsuit just for the odds. The flop comes out queen jack 5 with 2 diamonds. We're first to act, and we're not going to fall into no traps here, so we go ahead and check our top pair. Big blind checks, next player checks, next player leads out, and then the player on the button shoves all in. Obviously, we're folding our queen. And like a real pro, we lost 0 with top pair.
I had a queen.
Yeah.
Queen 8.
This is why I never limp in pots. You don't know what anyone has. You can't put anyone on the hand. One player has king 10 of diamonds. The other one has queen 10 of spades. And they get it all in on the flop.
Danger of limp pots.
The queen holds up.
We're on the first break. It's not going well. But we did get a compliment from Kryptonite Kevin about how he loved the vlog. The last episode, we're just getting better from here, I told him. Let's go. Suck me.
We come back from break with 301,000. 409,000 is the average, but it's okay because blinds are at 5 and 10K. We still got 30 bigs, and there's 44 players left. We got king queen of diamonds on the button, and second to act makes it 32,000. What do you think we should do? My cat said, 3-bet more! So we bump it up to 77,000. The guy who's got the hard on for us in the big blind starts tanking. Leave me alone, man. You got 700, 800,000. Fold your damn queen 6. Thank you. Comes back to the original raiser and he mucks. Now we're at 353,000. It folds to me in the hijack And the kid in the cutoff is covering his chips, and I ask him to show me his chips, and he goes, 200. I was like, can you show me? He's like, 200. I was like, bro, move your hands. He shows me his chips. He wasn't lying, but hey, you could lie, right? So I raised the pocket fives up to 23,000. The cutoff calls, and we go to the flop. The flop comes out 9, 10, 4. And I bet 60,000, which is about half of his stack, and he just flats. What the hell? The turn's a 5. Hello! Now I check it over to him because I want to look weak, and I'm expecting him to shove. But he checks back. Now I'm worried he has a draw like Queen Jack. And what's the river? A king. Oh, God. Now I got to pay this kid off. I check, and he checks back and shows Queen 9. Damn, I should have just ripped the turn. But the good news is we got 461,000, which is exactly the average stack with 39 players left. Blinds are now 6,000 and 12,000, and we're down to 35 players. We move to the new table right into the big blind. Second act makes it 30,000, and it folds to me with the ace-queen offsuit. What should I do? That's right, we bump it up to 80,000, and he folds. Let's go. 3-bet, 3-bet. Blinds are now 8,000, 16,000. We're in the small blind with the 7-9 of clubs. Under the gun goes all in for 17K. Manny calls, excellent player. I call, and the big blind calls. The flop is king 8-5 with one club. Everybody checks. The turn is the 6 of clubs. Hello! I bet 16K. They both call. The river's a queen. I bet 60K. They both fold. We take down the pot. We're at 529,000. We're down to 27 players, and we're doing a redraw. 666,000 is the average. I don't think that's a good number, but I don't care because I don't have it. A player was short stack under the gun, and he ripped all in blind. He flipped over his hand, and we saw he had the 6-9 offsuit and got called by pocket fours. How could he ever lose? He doesn't. He's back in. I was rooting for him. In this hand, second act makes it 40K. The short stack, who just doubled up, rips all in. Obviously, we reshove all in. Second act folds, and we see the good news. The short stack has ace-queen. The flop comes out, jack 4 ace, 5 on the turn, and a 5 on the river. Let's go. We're up to 645,000 with 21 players left. Still under average, which is at 857. Blinds are at 10-20,000. I'm under the gun with the ace-10, and I make it 50K. Big blind calls, and the flop is beautiful. 9-10-3. He checks, and I bet 95K. He folds. 2 hands later, we're in the small blind with the Cowboys. Under the gun, opens to 55,000, folds to the button, and he calls. I make it 155,000. The big blind folds, under the gun folds, and the button flats and leaves himself with like 300K. The flop comes out 10-7-5. I shove, and he can't get his chips in fast enough with the queen 10 of hearts. The turn's a jack, the river's an ace.
3 hearts.
Let's go. We got 1.2 million in chips. Average is at 947, and there's 19 players left. I'm not even looking at the payouts yet because nothing really matters except that first place 17,000. We got kings in the big blind here, and the short stack shoves for 275K. I swear I had a dream that it went just like this the night before. Or maybe it was 2 nights ago. But there was a situation where I had kings versus ace queen, and I lost. Fortunately, it didn't hurt too bad. I swear I never have poker dreams. It's usually slots or baccarat. In this next hand, we got 6-7 of spades in the small blind and it folds to us. The big blind is a pretty good player, so I'm just going to limp in. I don't want to get re-raised if I raise. He checks, and the flop comes out, King, Queen, 7. I check it over to him, and he bets $35K. I put in a call. The turn is the 8 of diamonds. I check, and he checks. The river is the 7 of hearts. Well, now I lead out for 80,000. And he tanks and tanks, but he folds. We're back at 1,045,000, right around average, with 16 players left. I'm second to act with the pocket tens. I open it to $75K, and the kid to my immediate left, who we were just talking about in the last hand, calls. The flop comes out, ace of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 5 of clubs. I bet out $85K. He calls again. He's only got like another 250, 300 behind. The turn is a 5. Now I get to thinking, unless he has pocket aces, he doesn't have an ace. So I rip it all in. Now I'm nervous. He's tanking forever. I knew he had a big hand from the beginning, but now I don't know what he has. I think he has me beat. Honestly, I think he's got jacks or queens, and he folds. After the tournament, or after he busted, he told me he had a better pair than tens, because I told him I had the tens. He said, I had you pipped. Not sure what that means, but I think that means he had me beat. Damn, I'm good. Blinds are now 15 and 30,000. We got 1.2 million after paying the blinds. Middle position opens to 60,000. And we got 9s in the cutoff, so I re-raised to 150K. And just like that, we pick up a free 100K plus. I think my cats were onto something. We're down to 15 players, and I make it 90,000 under the gun with the Jack 10 off. Yes, kind of crazy. And the kid to my left calls me and leaves himself with like 500K. The flop comes out, King of hearts, 10 of hearts, 3 of spades. I check it to him, he checks back. The turn's the 7 of hearts. It's not a great turn for us because we don't have a heart. But I lead out for 120K and he folds. Thank God. Folds to me in the small blind, and I'm jacking off, and I rip all in on the big blind. He folds, we pick up the pot. We got 1.5 million tournament units, with the average at 1.3 down to 14 players. Next place only gets $745. What a joke. This hand here, we really fuck up. We limp in the small blind with the King 8 offsuit and the big blind checks. The flop comes out, Queen 10-10, I check and he bets 50K. Most likely, King High is good here, and I just put in a call. Number 1 mistake. The turn is a 6. I check again, and he bets 100K. Now I should have raised him on the flop, I should have raised him on the turn, but I call. The river comes out a 5, and I check again, and this time he bets 200,000. I call because I think he's bluffing the whole time. He flips over 6 deuce offsuit. So obviously, like I said, I raise on the flop, he's out of there. I raise on the turn, he's probably not calling with a 6, or if he calls, I fire the river and he folds. So now I just gave away 300,000. I'm pissed. I'm so mad at myself for not re-raising this guy on the Queen 10-10 flop. I know he was just bluffing into me to try to take it down, and I flat called him with King High, and he turned a fucking 6. I'm fucking pissed. I could have raised him on the turn, the flop, or the river. Definitely should have raised the river. Fuck.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So, he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating. I'm not saying that thinking is bad. Like everything else, is useful in moderation. A good servant, but a bad master. And all so-called civilized peoples have increasingly become crazy and self-destructive because through excessive thinking they have lost touch with reality. That's to say, we confuse science with the real world.
Final table of 10.
Like I said, we made the final table, 10-handed. Blinds are 30 and 60,000. We got 1 million tournament units. We're in the small blind with a deceivingly good-looking hand of King 10 of diamonds. The under the gun raises to 125,000, and we plan on folding this hand until the button calls the 125. Now we got more odds to see a flop. We call, and we go 3-way to the flop. The flop is King 9-5 with 2 spades. I check to the under the gun raiser. Under the gun bets out 185,000. The button folds, and I can't fold top pair yet, and I don't want to rip because he did raise under the gun, and I might not have the best hand. So I got to peel. I call, and the turn is another king. Well, you know our chips are going in the middle here, whether we're good or not. I check, and he bets out 380,000. We put in our last 520. He reluctantly calls, and he shows the pocket rockets. The river is an oh-so-clean 5 of hearts, and we now got 2 million tournament units. Let's fucking go. With blinds at 40 and 80,000, we open at 200K with the King Queen of clubs. Folds around, and we pick up 200,000.
I'm giving you a courtesy.
Here we got the Ace Queen offsuit, and we raise it up to 200,000. Player to the left calls, and the big stack at the table makes it 1 million. This is a tough spot, honestly. I got a player in between who's shorter, and I think he's going to put in the rest of his chips. Ace Queen they call the parking lot. And I don't want to go out with it. I made it this far. I'm playing good for the most part. And I lay my Ace Queen down. Please let me know in the comments if that's the right fold or not. And some of you, I'll respect your answers. And some of you can suck me off. Very next hand, we got the Ace King offsuit. Sorry for the weird angle on the camera. I was getting a little bit of trouble for recording. Not really though, because it's Harrahs, and they love me, and they need my business because they're a shithole. Just kidding. There's some nice people that work there. Just the upper management kind of suck. So we raise up second act to 200,000. We get 2 callers. This time we were really hoping somebody made it 1 million and we can get it in the middle. But we go 3-way to the flop, and the flop is 10-4-6. Everyone checks, and the turn is a jack. All right, I'm going for it. I bet out 350,000, and I get shoved in on. God damn Ace King. Blinds at 40, 80,000. We got pocket nines under the gun, and we raise, and it folds to the big blind. He calls. The flop comes out. 9, 5, deuce, 2 hearts. Oh, baby, I'm horny. He checks, and I feel the flop is too good for us to bet again.
25.
So we check, hoping he's going to bet the turn. The turn's the 7 of clubs. He checks again. Now we bet out 250,000. He calls. We might get a double up here. The river comes, Jack of spades. He checks, and we bet 525,000.
most of our chips. Kind of looks strong, but also, you know, I've done it when I'm bluffing. He tanks, he lays it down. We go into break with 1.4 million after paying these expensive blinds. Average is 2.5, and there's still 7 players left. The Rat Dog says, win one hand and the rest is easy. You know what, Rat Dog? I couldn't have said it better myself. We come back to blinds at 50 and 100,000. We're very card dead, and we got to get something going. So here we raise ace-6 offsuit just to pick up the blinds because we need them. There's 250 to go around. Unfortunately, the chip leader at the table is being aggressive, so I don't have any opportunities to steal the blinds. So when I can get them, I got to get them. Blinds are now 75 and 150,000. We raising the cutoff to 375 with the King Jack of Spades. It folds to the big blind and he calls. The flop comes out. Ace of diamonds, 6 of diamonds, deuce of spades. That's not a very good flop for my hand. And the big blind just rips all in. Now we're in really bad shape. We're down to 705,000. There's one player who has a little bit less than us and he has 600,000. He's under the gun this hand and he rips all in and it folds to us. We look down at the ace-5 of hearts and I think this is the best thing we're gonna see. So I decide to shove all in and here comes the run out.
Well, I was gonna, if a diamond comes because I had ace of diamond, I was gonna bluff.
We're up against the Jack 9 offsuit.
There's no point to bluff.
Who should I run for?
Ace out there.
Who's got more? Okay, I run for this guy here. Jack. There you go.
What the fuck you rooting for a Jack for?
Because he got more chips than you. He got more chips than nine.
Yeah, of course, but you keep it to yourself. You keep your mouth shut. It's called etiquette. So you learn about it.
Because you lose, man. Come on, let's play.
No, but it's etiquette. And you rooted for the wrong person. You don't even know how to count chips.
Man, I don't know. I see a bunch of. Hey, I'm sorry you feel that way.
I don't feel any way. You're the idiot, not me.
Thank you, man.
So the banter you hear here is because another player is rooting for the other player to beat me because he thought he had more chips, but he was wrong. I had more chips. The immediate next hand, we got pocket 4s. We're all in, obviously. The big blind, who's the big stack, raises. So now we got a protection.
Tony,
We could have a chance here.
I'm sorry. I chilly look. Let me get him out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My friend, I am truly. You better apologize.
Thank you.
I apologize.
It's
From the
better.
bottom of my heart.
Yeah, you just don't say it out loud. You can think
you're
it.
right. You're right. I thought about it. You know what? You're right. Because I would have been, if I was in your shoe, I would have been mad.
You're pissed, especially when it comes.
Right. I thought about it, man. You're right. You're right.
Raise.
I guess we accepted the apology. Now, this kid just won the $1,100 $250K at the Hard Rock. Honestly, I don't think he's a really good player. But hey, anybody can win, right?
Remember when we were calling 150?
After a very, very long time of the other player tanking on the raise, he folds, and the other player shows his cards. Can you believe it?
I don't know.
He's only got one.
Okay, so the ace is out. Ace is out. He got an ace.
Great.
Let me get
There's
no, I know. 10, 20. I mean, two, 4 of those. 2 more. There you go. Yeah. So that would be yours and his. And
Let's spike a 4. We can get back in this puppy.
yeah,
Come on, baby.
The other chips that I gave you.
Hurry up, dealer.
I just kept 2 of them and then got
Put the damn 4 out there.
So right here.
4 in the window, dealer.
I'll take this one. I won't feel bad without sucking out. No, that's not good. Well, you don't have a spade. Yeah, we're dead. 4. Good game, guys. I bust and they want to look at numbers 6-handed after I bust. What the fuck? I would have said no anyway. Sick. They ended up playing it out anyway. You know, I'm pretty good at poker, but I want to be a vlogger.